Good morning, student. In my previous video, I explained you flower, parts of a flower, and what is pollination. Now, again we do the recapitulation of the previous video, and after that I will explain you the structure of a seed. The structure of a seed. Now student, when we are studying flower, so student, see, observe the picture of a flower. Observe the picture of a, this is the complete picture of a flower. Now student, there are four main, or you can say four important parts of a flower. When we study important parts of flower, that is sepals, petals, stamen and carpels. Is it clear? And it is divided into two parts. It is divided into two parts: vegetative and reproductive. Is it clear? It is further divided into two parts. Vegetative parts of a flower consist of petals and sepals. Vegetative parts of a flower consist of petals and sepals. And reproductive part of a flower consists of stamen and carpel. Is it clear? Reproductive parts of a flower consist of stamen and carpel. So, what is stamen? Stamen is also known as male reproductive part of a flower, and it consists of a filament which is thread-like structure with a circular structure anther on the top. And what is inside the anther? Pollens. What does anther produce? Pollen is produced by the anther. Pollen is produced by the anther. And this is the male part. This is the male reproductive part, that is a stamen. And carpel is the female reproductive part of the flower, and its parts are stigma, style, ovary. This is the part of the carpel. Is it clear? Now student, after that, let I again explain you pollination. I again explain you pollination. This is pollination. Okay student, when we study pollination, so now what is a pollination? Pollination is very important in the plants. Pollination is very important in the plant. It leads to the creation of new seeds that grow into new plants. Pollination is very important in plants. It leads to the creation of new seeds that grow into new plants. So student, how the new plants grow? The new plants grow from the seed. The new plants grow from the seed. Now student, when we study pollination, okay, then pollination, let understand, flowering plants have several different parts that are important in pollination. Flowers have male parts called its stamen that produces pollen grains. Is it clear? And flower also have a female part called it the carpel. The top of the carpel is called it the stigma. I already explained you that carpel is divided into three parts. Stigma, carpel is divided into three parts. Carpel is divided into three. uh, See, carpel is divided into three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, and ovary. Is it clear? So, the top of the carpel is called the stigma and is often sticky. Seeds are made at the base. Is it clear? Seeds are made at the base of the carpel in the ovule. So student, to be pollinated, pollen move from a stamen, and which part of the stamen? Anther, to the stigma. When pollen from a plant stamen is transferred to that same plant stigma, it is called it self pollination. Okay student, now pollination, when we study pollination in flower, then it is divided into two parts. One is self pollination and another is self pollination and another is self pollination and another is cross pollination. Is it clear? Now student, try to understand what is self pollination. For better understanding, you are sitting with a rough copy. Draw the diagram. Now let observe the diagram. In the same diagram you will find, see in this diagram, this is the diagram of a hibiscus flower, and in the same flower you will see male part also, that is stamen, and female part also, that is carpel. Is it clear? So same flower having both male and female parts. So now student, pollination, what is self? First I discuss self pollination, again self pollination. Now student, if a pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of same flower, that is known as self pollination. It means that, what does it mean? It means that, see, this is a flower, this flower contains both the male and female parts. So from this anther part, pollen from this anther part, pollens move into the stigma in the same flower, and this is known as self pollination. This is known as self pollination. Is it clear? Another example of self pollination in the flower is, see, for example, see these two flowers. This flower is from plant 1 and this is plant 2. Now see how self pollination take place. Now pollen is transferred from the anther of one. Is it clear? Now pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of other flower, but both the flower are on the same plant. I repeat it. Here what happens student? Pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of other flower, but both the flower are on the same plant. So this is also called it self pollination. So this is also called it self pollination. Is it clear? Now student, what is cross pollination? This, now understand this, what is cross pollination? The transfer of pollen from an anther of a flower of one plant to a stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species is called cross pollination. Is it clear? The transfer of pollen from an anther of a flower of one plant to a stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species is called it cross pollination. For example, this flower is from plant 1 and this flower is from plant 2. Now anther of this, from the anther, pollen from this plant moves to the stigma of this plant number 2. So what does it mean? It means that both are, this is another plant, this is another plant, this is plant number 1 and this is plant number 2. Both the flowers are not on the same plant. It means that both the flowers are not on the same plant. So this is known as cross pollination. This is known as cross pollinations. And the agents of cross pollinations are insects like butterfly, honeybees, moths. What they are the agents, because they are attract to the color and smell of the flower. Now another thing which I explained you already yesterday also, flower also provide food to other animals. Is it clear? Flower also provide food to the other animals. So these insects, butterfly or honeybees, why they sit on the flower? Because they get their food, and their food is nectar. They get their food and their food is nectar. So student, what's happened at that time? Pollen grains stick on their body when they are taking the food, that is nectar from the flower. At that time what's happened? Pollen grains, the anther, stick on their body. Now what's happened? These pollen grains are stick on their body, and when these insects like butterfly, honeybees, they move or they visit to another flower for taking the, what is the reason? For taking the nectar, which is the food for them. So what's happened student? The pollen grains stuck to the body are left on the stigma of new flower. Is it clear? So this process of transferring of pollens from one flower to another is called pollination. This process of transferring of pollen from one flower to another flower is called pollination. And we study there are two types of a pollination, that is self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination and cross pollination. Now student, what happens after the pollination? What, or you can say, what is the result of the pollination? So student, after pollination what's happened? Fertilization occurs. What happens after pollination? This fertilization. So the result of pollination is fertilization occurs after the pollination. Is it clear? Now fertilization can be defined as the fusion of the male gametes. And what are the male gametes? Pollen. Pollens are the male gametes with the female gametes. And what are the female gametes? Ovules, which are present in the ovary, or you can say egg cells. Now what's happened after fertilization occurs? Each ovule develops into a seed. After fertilization occurs, each ovule develops into a seed. Now student, each seed contains a tiny undeveloped plant called it an embryo. And when I explain you the structure of a leaf, I will explain this thing in very detail. Okay. Now see what happened after the pollination. Fertilization occurs after the pollination. And what is fertilization? How can you define fertilization? Fertilization can be defined as the fusion of the male gamete. Male gamete means pollen, which are in the anther, with the female gametes. Female gametes means ovules, or you can say egg cell, and where they are present in the ovary, which is the part of the carpel. And now after fertilization occurs each ovule. So ovule develops into a seed. Ovules develop into a seed. Each seed, now student, each seed contains a tiny undeveloped plant called it an embryo. So this embryo is inside the seed. This embryo is inside the seed. Now student, what happens? The ovaries surrounding the ovules develop into a fruit. Is it clear? The ovaries surrounding the ovules develops into a fruit that contain one or more seed. You eat, student, you eat different and different types of a food. In some food you will find one seed, in some food you will find four or five seeds, and in some foods, fruits, and in some fruits you will find many seeds. So this is a, I again explanation explain you what is pollination, what is self pollination, what is a cross pollination, what is a fertilization. Is it clear? Now student, I will explain you seed. And did you know student, honeybee worker must visit 2 million flowers to make 1 pound of a honey. Is it clear? Now see student, every plant has a seed, and every plant has a seed, and seed forming of seed is very important, because see student, reproduction in plants, that is also very important, because due to this the new seed is formed. So every plant has seeds. Seeds are found inside the fruit. Seeds are found inside the fruit. They are of different shape and size. Or some fruits have only one seed, like you can give the example of mango. Some uh, have many seeds, like there are four or five seeds you can see in the fruit, that is apple. And if you see watermelon, or if you see a fruit that is papaya, then you will see lot of seeds inside this food. To inside this food you will see lot of seeds inside this food. Now student, let understand the structure of a seed. See student, now what is the structure of a seed? Now this picture is of a seed. So student, first of all, understand, okay, First of all, understand what are the parts, what are the parts what are the parts of the seed. First of all, understand this. Okay, now student, when we study seeds, students, seed have three parts. Seeds have three parts. One is, this is embryo. For example, this is second part, seed coat, and this is cotyledons. This is the first part. Okay, now see, please student, observe the structure of a seed. Is it clear? Seed have three parts: embryo, cotyledons, and seed coat. Is it clear? Seed coat. Now student, see this diagram which you are observing in this picture, that is a structure of a seed. So what happen if you want to observe all these parts, that is embryo, cotyledons, and seed coat. If you want to observe all these parts of a seed, then you do one activity. You take the seed of rajma seeds, or you can also say bean seeds. Is it clear? Or you can also take the seed of gram. So now what is the activity, student? Put that seed in water for the whole night. Is it clear? For better understanding the structure of seed, do one activity. Take some seeds of a rajma and then soak some rajma seeds overnight. It means put that rajma seeds in the water for the whole night. Now in the morning, what you will observe when you see that seed in the morning, you will find that the seeds are swollen and soft. How the sweet seeds swollen? It means if you observe the seed, you will see there is a hole on the seed coat which allows water to enter the seed. Because I tell you that put the rajma seeds overnight, and in the morning when you will observe the seed, you will find that the seeds are swollen, and they become, if you touch that seeds with your hand, they become swollen and soft. But when you don't put that seeds in the water, that time that seeds are very hard. At that time that seeds are very hard. But once you put that seeds into the water for the whole night, and in morning when you will observe that seeds, you will find the seed look little bigger. The seed looks little bigger and soft. So student, did you know what is the reason for that? The reason is that there is a hole on the seed coat which allow water to enter the seed. Now once the water enter inside the seed, so the size of the seed looks bigger, or you can say the swollen. And if you touch the seed, at that time the seed is soft also. Is it clear? Now student, by applying a very little pressure, now you can break the seeds into two halves and have a look. The same picture is shown here in the diagram. When the seed swollen and it becomes soft, then student just apply very little pressure, then you will find the seeds breaks into two halves. And now look the structure of a seed. This structure of a seed is when it breaks into two halves. Is it clear? Now student, in the beginning I told you, when we study seeds have three parts: embryo, cotyledons and seed coat. Now one by one let understand. First I explain you embryo. What is embryo? The part of a seed which develop into new plant. What is embryo? I explain you this part. Embryo. Embryo is also known as baby plant. Now, student, the part of a seed which develop into new plant at the time of germination is known as embryo. Is it clear? And what is germination? I explain you later, but I'll explain you after explaining structure of seed. In a shortcut, you just understand germination is a process by which from the seed new plants comes out. From the seed new plants grow from the seed. That is, you say baby plant also. Okay. Now student, embryo is clear to all of you. The part of a seed which develop into new plant at the time of germination is known as embryo. Now student, the outer protective layer of the seed, this structure you will see when the seed is break into two halves. But when you observe the seed of a rajma or you observe the seed of a gram, at that time you will see that there is a outer covering. Is it clear? There is a outer protective layer of the seed, and this layer is called it seed coat. This layer is called it seed coat. Is it clear? Now, what is the role of a seed coat? The outer protective layer of the seed is called it seed coat. Now, student, what is the role of this seed coat? It protect the embryo, because your embryo, or you can say baby plant, that embryo is inside the seed coat. So, what it do? It protects the embryo from injury and from drying out. Is it clear? अगर एम्ब्रियो सूख जाएगा तो उसमें से न्यू प्लांट नहीं निकलेगा, इसलिए ये जो सीड कोट है उसे ड्राई होने से रोकता है, सेव करता है, प्रोटेक्ट करता है. इज इट क्लियर? नाउ व्हाट्स हैपन स्टूडेंट, द सीड आल्सो हैज ए स्कार कॉल्ड इट द hilum. It is not given in the book, but once you open these cotyledons, which part you are seeing here, so you will see here very small. Okay, so here, so what is hilum? Hilum is what, student? The seed also has a scar called it the hilum. The seed remains attached to the fruit at the hilum. So when you cut the fruit, you will observe the seed is attached by some part, and that is here the seed remains attached to the fruit at the hilum. That is known as hilum. Okay. Now student, I explained you embryo. I explained the role of a seed coat. It protect the embryo because it is the outer protective layer of the seed. Now, what is the function of these cotyledons? Because when I start explaining you, at that time I explained you, we study structure of seed, it has three parts. First is embryo, then seed coat, and then cotyledons. So embryo and seed coat I already explained you. Now discuss what is the role of a cotyledons. What is this? So student, try to understand. Cotyledon is the part of the seed that has stored food for the growth of the embryo. See here, you will see very small part. And what is this? This is cotyledon, this part, this part. And what is this? This is the food of a this embryo. This is the food of the embryo. Is it clear? So it is the stored food for the growth of the embryo. If you see the gram, अगर आप ग्राम देखते हो, चना देखते हो, उसे वाटर में आप for some time or 1 day 2 day you left that gram seed into the water, you will see some small things are coming from the seed. So that is what वो embryo है. And these cotyledons are the food for the embryo, because at this time the first part which come from the seed, that is a radicle, you can say root. And when the root is not in the touch of a soil, so from where the baby plant get water and minerals, so it needs some energy for his growth. That is this cotyledon. This is the food for the embryo. This is the food for the embryo. Is it clear? So student, when we study what structure of seed, it is divided into three parts: embryo, seed coat, and cotyledons. What is embryo? I explained you. Embryo, see, from the embryo the new baby plant comes out. New plant come from the embryo, and this happens when the part of a seed which develop into new plant at the time of germination is known as embryo. Okay. An outer protective layer of the seed is known as seed coat. Outer protective layer of the seed is called it seed coat. This is the second part. And what is the role of this third part, cotyledons? These are the food, stored food, and this food is for the growth of the embryo. This embryo, for it is the stored food for the growth of the embryo, because first part which comes out from the seed, that is the root. But when it is not in touch of the soil, because when the root come in touch of the soil, then it absorb water and mineral from the soil. But when it is not in touch of the soil, it is in the seed. At that time these cotyledons are known as stored food for the growth of the embryo. I hope you are able to understand. Thank you student.